Most people over 60 have a pill box, one for cholesterol, one for blood pressure, another for sleep, and maybe something for digestion too. But what if I told you there are natural options right inside your grocery store that work better than you think? Fruits your grandparents may have eaten, fruits that modern science now confirms can reduce inflammation, improve memory, support heart health, and even regulate blood sugar. Yet no one talks about them. Not your doctor, not your pharmacy, not your newsfeed. Why? Because they don't come in a bottle, they don't have a label, and no one's making money every time you eat one. But they work. Some of them better than over-the-counter medications. Backed by research, backed by experience, and available right now. In this video, we'll uncover 9 of the most powerful fruits that nature offers for healthy aging. One of them might even change your life. Aging changes everything, your energy, your memory, your digestion, even your immune system. And while we can't stop the clock, we can change how we respond to it. That's where these 9 fruits come in. They're not trendy superfoods from exotic islands. They're everyday foods with extraordinary benefits, especially for people over 60. What makes them special? It's not just the vitamins, it's the way they support the systems that tend to weaken as we age, our hearts, our joints, our brains, and our guts. These fruits have been studied in major journals. They've shown results that rival medications in many cases. But more than that, they offer a gentle, consistent way to nourish your body, without side effects, without prescriptions, and without worry. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how each fruit works, what science says, and how to use them in simple, everyday ways. Because health after 60 isn't about doing more, it's about doing better, starting with what you put on your plate. If your heart could choose a favorite fruit, it would probably be the pomegranate. This jewel-toned fruit has been used for centuries in ancient medicine, but today we have the science to back it up. Especially for people over 60, pomegranates may be one of the most powerful natural protectors of heart health. Let's break it down. Pomegranates are packed with antioxidants, particularly punic halogens and anthocyanins. These compounds do more than just fight inflammation. They help prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries and leads to heart disease. In one study published in Clinical Nutrition, patients who drank just 1 cup of pomegranate juice daily for a year saw a 30% reduction in plaque buildup in their carotid arteries. 30%, without a single pill. That's not all. Other research shows that pomegranate juice may lower systolic blood pressure by as much as 5 points. It improves blood flow. It supports endothelial function, how your blood vessels expand and contract. And it helps reduce arterial stiffness, a major issue in aging bodies. But it's not just about the heart. Pomegranates also have antimicrobial properties that help fight bacteria and fungi in the mouth, reducing the risk of gum disease, which is directly linked to heart health too. So how do you use it? If you can get fresh pomegranates, you can scoop the seeds out and eat them plain or sprinkle them over oatmeal or salad. But many seniors prefer 100% pomegranate juice. Just make sure it's unsweetened. About 4 to 6 ounces a day is plenty. Some even mix it into smoothies or salad dressings. Now here's something you may not expect. Pomegranate isn't just a heart food. It's a mood food. Because of its antioxidant effects on brain and hormone health, some early studies show it may help reduce symptoms of depression and mental fatigue. That makes it a double win, body and mind. And here's a tip. If you take blood pressure medication, talk to your doctor before adding large amounts of pomegranate juice to your routine. It can amplify the effects. But for most people, a small daily dose of pomegranate is like a love letter to your heart. Simple, powerful, and entirely natural. If there's one fruit that belongs in every senior's kitchen, it's the humble blueberry. Tiny? Yes, but mighty. Blueberries are one of the most researched fruits when it comes to brain health, especially for people over 60. Why? Because they're rich in compounds called anthocyanins, natural plant pigments that give blueberries their deep blue color and their neuroprotective power. Let's talk science for a moment. A study published in the Annals of Neurology found that older adults who regularly ate blueberries delayed cognitive decline by up to 2.5 years. That's not a small shift. That's years of clearer thinking, better memory and sharper focus. And it gets better. Another study from the University of Exeter showed that drinking a simple blueberry smoothie every morning improved brain blood flow, leading to better performance in memory tests and decision-making tasks. This is particularly important because blood flow to the brain naturally slows with age. But here's what's even more fascinating. Blueberries don't just support long-term brain health, they can also improve your mood and reaction time, sometimes within just hours of consumption. That's right. They're not only protective, they're energizing. Beyond the brain, blueberries are great for blood sugar and heart health too. They're low on the glycemic index and rich in fiber, which helps regulate glucose levels naturally. Now let's talk practicality. You don't need a fancy recipe. Just a handful of fresh or frozen blueberries a day can make a real difference. You can add them to oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, or even eat them by the spoonful straight from the freezer. And don't worry if they're not in season. Frozen blueberries retain nearly all their nutrients, sometimes more because they're frozen at peak ripeness. Some people ask, what about blueberry juice? It's fine in small amounts, but you'll lose the fiber. The whole fruit is always better. Here's a tip I use every morning. I add 1/2 cup of blueberries to my brain and body breakfast, along with a boiled egg, some walnuts and Greek yogurt. It keeps me full, focused and feeling like I'm 20 years younger. Well, almost. Blueberries are a reminder that the most powerful medicine doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in a bowl, with a spoon on an ordinary Tuesday. So, if you're trying to stay sharp, energized and independent, don't overlook this tiny fruit with massive potential. If you've ever felt bloated, sluggish or off after meals, papaya might be your best friend. This tropical fruit isn't just sweet and soft. It's one of the best natural remedies for digestive health, especially as we age. Here's why it matters. As we get older, our bodies produce less digestive enzymes, which are crucial for breaking down food and absorbing nutrients. That's where papaya shines. It contains a powerful natural enzyme called papain, an enzyme that mimics the action of the enzymes our stomach makes. What does papain do? It helps break down proteins in your meals, reduces gas and bloating, and eases stomach discomfort. In fact, many over-the-counter digestive supplements are based on this very enzyme, but papaya gives it to you naturally. And it's not just about enzymes. Papaya is also high in fiber, especially if you eat the soft orange flesh close to the seeds. That fiber helps regulate your digestion and promotes regular bowel movements, a common concern for seniors. Want a bonus? The seeds of papaya, yes, those little black pearls you usually scoop out, have antimicrobial and antiparasitic properties. In small amounts, they've been shown to help clear harmful bacteria from the gut. They're a bit peppery in flavour, but a few in a smoothie can go a long way. Now here's something most people don't know. Papaya is also rich in vitamin C, beta-carotene and folate, nutrients that support immunity, skin health and even mood. So while your stomach feels better, the rest of your body does too. Let's talk use. Fresh papaya is best. If you buy it ripe, it should feel soft to the touch and smell slightly sweet. You can. Eat it plain as a breakfast fruit, blend it into a smoothie with yogurt or almond milk, add it to fruit salad with lime juice and mint, or mash it slightly and spread it on toast like jam. And don't overdo it. Just 1/2 to 1 cup per day is plenty to see the benefits. One more thing. If you're taking blood thinners or have a latex allergy, talk to your doctor before adding large amounts of papaya to your diet. But for most people, it's one of the most soothing, supportive fruits for the gut, and it tastes like sunshine. So if your digestion hasn't been the same lately, don't reach for another pill. Try a piece of papaya. Let nature help you feel lighter, clearer and more comfortable from the inside out. It's creamy, it's filling, and it just might be one of the best things you can eat to support your heart and blood pressure after 60. We're talking about avocado. Now, some people argue that avocado isn't technically a fruit, but botanically it is, and it earns its place on this list not just for taste, but for what it does inside your body. Here's the truth. Many people over 60 deal with high blood pressure, often silently. Avocados are rich in potassium, a mineral that helps regulate blood pressure by balancing out sodium. In fact, one medium avocado contains more potassium than a banana. That matters because most Americans get too much sodium and not enough potassium, a dangerous combo for heart health. But it doesn't stop there. Avocados are high in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. These fats help lower bad cholesterol, LDL, and raise good cholesterol, HDL, reducing your risk of stroke and heart disease. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people who ate one avocado a day had improved LDL levels, even when replacing other saturated fat sources like butter or cheese. And here's something that makes avocados even more special for older adults. They support absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamins A, D, E, and K. So if you're taking supplements or eating leafy greens, pairing them with avocado helps your body use those nutrients more effectively. Now let's talk about one of the silent benefits: brain protection. The fats in avocados also support brain health by improving blood flow and reducing inflammation. They've even been linked to better focus and memory retention in adults over 50. So how do you use avocado? Here are a few simple ideas. Spread it on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of black pepper and a dash of lemon. Slice it over a salad to add healthy fats and fibre. Blend it into a smoothie for creaminess without dairy. Or just eat half of one with a spoon and a sprinkle of sea salt. Worried about calories? Don't be. Avocados are filling because of their fibre and fat combo, which can actually help with weight control by keeping you full longer. If you're on a blood pressure medication, eating half an avocado a day can naturally support your treatment. But of course, always check with your doctor if you're managing kidney conditions, since potassium levels matter. Bottom line, avocados aren't just trendy. They're functional food for the aging body, balancing blood pressure, boosting brain health, and making every bite feel a little more indulgent. And sometimes that's exactly what health after 60 needs: nourishment that feels like a treat. Small, fuzzy, and often overlooked, kiwi might just be your immune system's best-kept secret. For people over 60, keeping the immune system strong becomes more important and sometimes more challenging than ever. That's where kiwi shines. This little green fruit is packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, fibre and enzymes that support everything from digestion to defense. Let's start with the star player, vitamin C. Just one medium. Kiwi contains over 70 milligrams of vitamin C, more than an orange. That's already enough to meet your daily requirement, but it's not just about quantity, it's about how your body uses it. Research from the University of Otago in New Zealand found that adults who ate 2 kiwis a day for 4 weeks had higher levels of vitamin C in their bloodstream, improved energy, and fewer days with cold and flu symptoms. That's huge, especially when you consider how vulnerable the immune system becomes with age. But kiwi doesn't stop at immune support. It's also a powerhouse for digestive health. Kiwi contains a unique enzyme called actinidin, which helps break down protein in the stomach, similar to papaya's papan. That means better digestion, less bloating, and smoother meals. Plus, the fibre in kiwi helps regulate bowel movements, which is a common concern in seniors, particularly those taking multiple medications. What else? Kiwi is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that support eye health. These nutrients help protect against age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss after 60. And here's something you may not expect. Kiwi can actually help you sleep better. A study from Taipei Medical University found that eating 2 kiwis 1 hour before bedtime improved sleep onset, duration, and efficiency in adults with sleep difficulties. Researchers believe this is due to kiwis' antioxidants and natural serotonin content. So, one fruit, multiple systems, all supported. Let's talk about how to eat it. Some people peel the fuzzy brown skin, but did you know the skin is edible and high in fibre? Just wash it thoroughly. If you're not a fan of the texture, slice the kiwi in half and scoop the inside with a spoon. Other ideas? Add slices to your morning yogurt, blend into a green smoothie, serve with cottage cheese for a sweet and savoury combo, or just eat one whole as a snack. It's perfectly portable. 1 kiwi a day is great, 2 is even better. And unlike some citrus fruits, kiwi is lower in acidity, making it easier on sensitive stomachs. So if your immune system feels like it needs a boost, or you simply want more energy, clearer vision and better sleep, start with kiwi. It may be small, but it's mighty. Just like you. If you wake up with stiff joints or find yourself battling aches more often than you used to, cherries might be more powerful than any pain reliever in your cabinet. That's right, cherries. These small, juicy fruits, especially tart cherries, have been studied extensively for their anti-inflammatory and pain-reducing effects, and the results are nothing short of remarkable. Let's begin with the science. Cherries are rich in compounds called anthocyanins, which give them their deep red colour and their natural ability to fight inflammation. These compounds have been shown to reduce levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a major marker of inflammation in the body. In fact, a study from Oregon Health and Science University found that adults who drank tart cherry juice for 7 days experienced significantly less muscle pain and joint stiffness, comparable to over-the-counter pain meds, but without the side effects. But cherries don't just help with joint pain, they also support sleep. They're one of the only natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. Older adults often produce less melatonin, which contributes to poor sleep quality. Adding cherries to your evening routine can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. That's 2 major wins: less pain and more rest. Cherries also support heart health by reducing blood pressure and improving cholesterol balance. One study showed that drinking 8 ounces of tart cherry juice daily for 12 weeks helped reduce systolic blood pressure in older adults. And here's something many don't realize. Cherries are also helpful for people managing gout, a painful form of arthritis caused by uric acid buildup. Cherries have been shown to lower uric acid levels in the bloodstream and reduce the risk of gout attacks by as much as 35%. That's not folklore, that's peer-reviewed clinical research. So how do you use them? You can eat fresh cherries when they're in season, usually summer, or buy frozen, dried or tart cherry juice year-round. Just make sure the juice is 100% pure with no added sugar. Here are a few simple ways to enjoy cherries. Add frozen cherries to smoothies. Drink tart cherry juice in the evening for better sleep. Mix dried cherries into oatmeal or trail mix. Eat them fresh as a snack or dessert alternative. Aim for about 1/2 to 1 cup of cherries per day or 4 to 6 ounces of juice. If you're dealing with chronic pain, joint issues, restless sleep or even heart concerns, cherries might be one of the most effective natural remedies you haven't tried yet. Delicious, simple, and surprisingly powerful. If you're looking to support balanced blood sugar levels naturally without giving up sweetness, look no further than figs. Yes, figs. One of the oldest cultivated fruits in human history, and still one of the most underappreciated when it comes to modern health. For seniors, especially those managing pre-diabetes, diabetes or energy crashes, figs offer a delicious way to stabilize blood sugar and support digestive wellness. Let's start with what's inside. Figs are rich in soluble fiber, the kind that slows down digestion and the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. This helps reduce blood sugar spikes after meals and supports steady energy levels, something that becomes increasingly important as metabolism slows with age. But there's more. Figs also contain a unique compound called chlorogenic acid, which has been shown to help regulate blood glucose levels and improve insulin sensitivity. One study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that fig leaf extract helped lower blood glucose in people with type 2 diabetes. Another study in nutrition and metabolism highlighted how fig fiber may aid in weight control by promoting satiety and reducing cravings, and it doesn't end with blood sugar. Figs are also fantastic for gut health. Their fiber helps feed beneficial gut bacteria, supporting a stronger immune system and better digestion, 2 areas that tend to weaken after 60. Plus, figs are a natural source of calcium, potassium and magnesium, all of which play a role in bone strength, heart function and nerve signaling. That's a lot of impact for such a soft, sweet fruit. Now, how should you eat them? Figs come in many forms, fresh, dried or even lightly stewed. Each has benefits, but dried figs are more concentrated in sugar, so portion control matters. Here are a few simple ways to include figs in your routine. Slice fresh figs over Greek yogurt or oatmeal. Pair dried figs with walnuts as a heart-healthy snack. Chop them into a spinach salad with balsamic glaze, or stuff fresh figs with goat cheese for a luxurious treat. Just 1-2 fresh figs per day or 2-3 dried. is enough to reap the benefits without overdoing natural sugars. Here's a bonus. Figs have also been used to relieve constipation naturally, which is a common concern among seniors. Their combination of soluble and insoluble fibre supports healthy, regular movement without dependence on laxatives. And for those of us craving something sweet without the crash, figs provide that gentle satisfaction, slow-releasing, nutrient-rich and kind to your body. So the next time your sweet tooth calls, answer it with a fig. Your blood sugar, your gut and your bones will thank you. When you need a natural lift, one that doesn't come from caffeine or sugar crashes, reach for a date. Not the kind with dinner and a movie. The kind that grows on palm trees and has been fueling human bodies for thousands of years. Dates are nature's energy snack, and for people over 60, they offer far more than just sweetness. They're loaded with nutrients that support energy, digestion, brain health, and even heart function, all in a soft, caramel-like bite. So what's in them? Dates are rich in natural sugars like glucose and fructose, but here's the key. They come packaged with fibre, which slows the absorption of those sugars and provides a steady release of energy. This makes dates an ideal choice for those who feel drained in the afternoon or want a pre-walk or mid-morning boost without relying on processed snacks. But the benefits don't stop there. Dates are high in potassium and magnesium, two minerals that support muscle function, blood pressure regulation, and heart rhythm stability, all essential for seniors looking to stay active and resilient. They also contain vitamin B6, which supports brain health, mood stability, and energy metabolism. That's right. Dates don't just feed your body, they help fuel your focus too. And here's something interesting. A study published in the journal Neural Regeneration Research found that regular consumption of dates helped reduce oxidative stress in the brain, improve memory performance, and lower levels of anxiety-like behavior in older adults. That means this little fruit might be more powerful than it looks, especially for supporting mental clarity and emotional balance. Now, what about digestion? Dates are surprisingly good for your gut. Their soluble and insoluble fibre help promote regularity, feed healthy gut bacteria, and even prevent constipation, a common struggle for many over 60. Let's talk use. You can eat 1-2 dates with a handful of almonds as a snack, chop them into oatmeal or sprinkle over a salad, blend them into smoothies for natural sweetness, or stuff them with peanut butter or cream cheese for a delicious treat. One important note, don't overdo it. Dates are calorie-dense and high in natural sugars, so stick to 2-3 per day max. And always choose whole pitted dates over processed date bars or syrups. A helpful tip, keep a few dates in your kitchen drawer or glove box for on-the-go energy. They're shelf-stable and don't spoil quickly. Perfect for a quick bite before errands or after your afternoon walk. So, if you've been feeling low on energy, foggy in thought or off in mood, maybe it's time to go on a new kind of date. One that supports you, feeds you, and gives you the energy to enjoy the life you've earned. It looks exotic. It sounds mysterious. But dragon fruit, also known as pitaya, might be one of the most important fruits you can eat for gut health after 60. Why the gut? Because your gut isn't just for digestion. It plays a vital role in your immune system, brain function, energy, and even mood. And as we age, the balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut can shift, often without warning, leading to bloating, fatigue, inflammation, or a weakened immune response. That's where dragon fruit comes in. Dragon fruit is rich in prebiotics, the kind of fibre that feeds the good bacteria in your digestive tract. Think of it as fertilizer for your microbiome, nurturing the healthy strains that protect your body and crowd out the harmful ones. A study published in the journal Food Chemistry found that dragon fruit significantly increased populations of beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacteria, the same strains found in high-end probiotic supplements. But instead of buying a bottle of pills, you can eat a bowl of dragon fruit. And there's more. Dragon fruit is packed with antioxidants like beta-cyanins, which give red-fleshed varieties their vibrant colour, vitamin C, and flavonoids, all of which help lower inflammation throughout the body, including the gut lining. That's good news if you deal with chronic indigestion, acid reflux, or irregularity. Dragon fruit soothes, balances and restores your digestive tract from the inside out. It also contains iron, which supports oxygen transport and energy metabolism, especially important for seniors who may be at higher risk for low iron levels. How do you eat it? Cut it in half and scoop out the inside with a spoon. The texture is similar to kiwi, soft, juicy and filled with tiny black seeds, which also add fiber. Ways to enjoy dragon fruit: add it to a smoothie with banana and almond milk. Slice into a fruit bowl with papaya, kiwi and mango. Eat it chilled as a post-dinner treat. Or freeze the cubes for a refreshing snack on hot days. Red and pink varieties are richer in antioxidants than the white ones, but all forms offer prebiotic fiber and digestive support. One small dragon fruit a few times a week is enough to see benefits, and it's safe, gentle and effective, even for those with sensitive stomachs. If you're taking antibiotics, dealing with stress or noticing changes in digestion, your gut might be calling for help. Dragon fruit is a natural way to answer that call. No capsules, no side effects, just real food, working with your body. So now you've seen it. The quiet power of 9 forgotten fruits. Not just for their flavor, not just for their color, but for the real body-changing ways they support you as you age. Let's recap what we've uncovered. Pomegranate for your heart, blueberries for your brain, papaya for your digestion, avocado for blood pressure and healthy fats, kiwi for immune support and sleep, cherries for inflammation and joint pain, figs for blood sugar and gut health, dates for energy and memory, dragon fruit for rebuilding the gut from within. These aren't superfoods in the trendy sense. They're not miracle cures or quick fixes, but they are steady, reliable and deeply nourishing, especially for people over 60. And what they share in common is this: they work with your body, not against it. They don't mask symptoms. They gently support your systems, your digestion, your heart, your brain, your immunity, allowing you to feel better not just for a day, but in the long run. Here's what I've learned. Health doesn't always disappear all at once. It slips away in tiny moments: skipped meals, poor choices, processed foods, stress. And just as quietly, it can return. One fruit, one better breakfast, one small decision that says, I choose to care for myself today. That's the beauty of these natural habits. They're not expensive, they're not complicated, and they're not out of reach. Whether it's a bowl of berries, a cup of kiwi, or a spoonful of papaya, each one is a way of saying, I'm not giving up on my energy, I'm not giving up on my clarity, I'm not giving up on my life, and neither should you. Start small. Add one fruit this week. See how you feel. Then add another. You don't need to change everything. You just need to begin. Because the truth is, aging isn't the enemy. Neglect is. When we stop listening to what our bodies need, when we ignore what nature offers, that's when decline begins. But when we nourish, support and feed our bodies wisely, miracles happen. Not overnight, but over time. More energy, better digestion, deeper sleep, stronger immunity, a clearer mind, a more joyful life, all starting with what's on your plate. So here's the challenge. Don't wait for a diagnosis. Don't wait until you feel worse. Pick one fruit, maybe the one you haven't had in years, and bring it back. Because sometimes the best medicine isn't in the cabinet. It's in the fridge. You're still here. You still can. And these 9 fruits are waiting to remind your body what it feels like to truly thrive.